Thanks very much. Any questions? I can take everybody's questions. I have no rush to get out of here. What do you guys want to talk
I
about?
want to ask you a weird question about, you guys had this great show, it was a hit show, but it's the first time there's been a big wrestling show in Chicago since All In, where there hasn't been CM Punk chants. Even though he was part of the weekend, was that a concern going in that the fans might want him on the show? Or how do you feel like coming out that didn't even come up?
I think it's great. I think we have really respectful fans, and I think everybody made it really clear that he wasn't going to be here, and so I don't think there was any expectation for it. And I think everybody got what they wanted to see. So I'm really happy with the show, and so I'm glad out there that wasn't what anyone's thinking about. So hopefully back here, there's more about what this is the show we actually did. Thanks.
One of the big surprises of the night, felt like, from the crowd reaction, was Kenny losing to Pat clean. You said wins and losses matter, so what does that mean for Kenny Omega?
Well, I think Kenny's won. He's had it up and down, right? I think he, didn't get the win against Chris in the first match, which set up the title eliminator, but then had a win at Fighter and the six-man, and then had beaten Shima at Fight for the Fallen. So now kind of evens it up a little bit, but it really says that Pac establishes him as a top player for us, and I think Pac's going to be a really important person in AEW, and that is a great start to his run here, and he's 1-0, and it's a big one. And so it puts him right in the mix, so that's really big.
Can you shed some more light into that?
I take that as he's in.
Yeah. I think I do expect Pac's gonna keep wrestling here. Thank you. Yeah.
Can you shed some more light into that? You said wins and losses matter. You've said it a couple times. What does that mean moving forward? Is there a way to keep track of that, within the company?
Yeah, well, so I know you guys were all out in the crowd, so we actually did have on several of the matches records. And there were specific records, and there's actually listed 2 records. So there was a record specific to the type of match it was. So like for singles, there was a singles record, and there was like a tag record for like tag team matches. And then for the trios match that we opened the show with, there was a trios record because SCU were 1-0 in trios. So we have singles records, tag records, and trios records. Then we have like overall records when applicable, for different people.
Sure.
Like for example, Cody was it said he was 1-0-1 in singles because he had the win against Dustin and then the draw against Darby, right? And then but he also had the tag loss, so that's why his overall record was 1-1-1, but his singles was 1-0-1. So yeah, we've started to establish it more like a sport. I think. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Tony, who stood out to you talent-wise, some of the younger talent on the card that maybe people weren't too aware of, but who stood out to you a little bit more, just on this show in particular, anyone?
Well, I thought Private Party did a great job in the opener, and then it's not like Jack's been around forever. Jack Evans has been around forever, but I think this is going to be the best showcase for Jack Evans and Angelico, and I thought they did a great job in their match. In the women's battle royal, I was really proud of the women in the casino battle royal, and I thought so many people did a great job there, and I was really proud of that. Across the show, there were really top performances across the board. Hangman is a young man and came in the main event. And I thought that was a really, really tremendous main event we had, so I was also really proud of that, considering he's going to have a really long career ahead of him too. So it was a great performance from him, even though he's not the first AEW World Champion.
We saw Arn Anderson tonight. Were you a chance to see more of him in AEW?
I never say never. He did a great job, and that was a huge pop for that. And I was really excited about that, and I'm not surprised that it got a great reaction. And I'd love to see more of him. That'd be great.
Does Tully stay with the Spears long term?
I think I expect he will. Yeah, I think the expectation is those guys are going to be together. It seems like it. Yeah, I think so.
Any update on the status of Kylie Ray? She's been a little bit absent.
She's no longer with us. We had so many things going into, so many announcements going into the Battle Royal, but she asked for a release and we granted it. So she called me and asked if she could be released from her contract, and it was pretty simple. I said yeah, and I asked her if everything was okay, and she said yeah. She just didn't want to be with the company anymore, and we talked about it, and it was very simple. And so yeah, she's not on our roster.
Seem amicable.
Super amicable. She's a very nice person.
Now, it's just called AEW on TNT right now. Are you planning on giving the show a name?
Yeah, I wanted to go all out and focus on that before we start. Everyone's aware we have a show launching on TNT, and I think it was a big part of the build-up this summer that people knew there's a show on TNT coming, and that's why people want to get invested now, because this is going to become a huge part of people's lives, watching wrestling on TNT for a couple hours every Wednesday night. And so that's why I think a lot of people have invested themselves in the AEW as a company, AEW, the wrestlers and storylines, and that's so yeah, absolutely. I do think it's a huge part of it. And you know anything else pertaining to that?
I was just wondering if you could maybe like, I didn't know if you were gonna tell us the name. It's like
No. I'm not gonna not tonight. But there's gonna be a name for the show. It's not gonna be All Elite Wrestling because I think it would be like confusing between the company and the name of the show. So we won't call it the name of the show. Will not be All Elite Wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to know.
No. Sure, it's great. Yeah, perfectly good question. Hey AJ.
Whenever Pac didn't fight Kenny yet, and he was still at 0 wins, 0 losses, someone said that he was an undefeated beast. Can you say that's true if they have not done a match yet?
Untested, they're unbeaten. Yeah, I mean he hadn't been beaten here. So yeah, I guess you can. Technically, yeah. But I put the graphic up. I made the call to put that up just because I thought it would say like this is just established like this is a fresh start for him and we'll see where he comes in. And it was obviously a really huge way to debut. So I thought I would emphasize it if that makes sense. Cool.
Tony, you've mentioned in the past how the World Championships design was inspired by previous world titles. We saw the women's championship.
North American.
Right. We saw the women's title get debuted tonight. Was that design inspired by any previous championship?
It was honestly. I didn't spend it. I had the input on that. I think the design with the rose gold and it was trying to do something different than what anybody's done. That was probably not as much inspired by or I think the idea with our other championship is like mass, and this one was like trying to do something that nobody had really done. And the beautiful rose gold pattern was not my idea, but it came off great, and I thought it looks really good.
Tony, did you have any idea that Cody was going to bring you out at the end of the show? And what did it mean to speak to the sold out?
Of course I knew.
What did it mean to
I have a pretty good idea what's going to happen.
What did it mean to speak to the sold out crowd here tonight?
I was looking forward to it. It's something I really wanted to do because I'm from Illinois and I grew up here in Illinois and I lived here all my life until my family bought the Jags, and I had never spent more than a couple weeks at a time out of Illinois in my entire life until I was probably about 28 years old. And so to be back here, I've been to a lot of wrestling shows in Illinois, and my family, like I said, we spend the holidays here, and it means a lot to me to be able to be back here. And I just wanted to let people know it's a tradition. I want to keep the tradition of All Out, here in the Chicago area, and also the tradition of coming back here to the Sears Center. I think I really believe there's going to be a lot of people that want to come see a wrestling show in the suburbs here on Thanksgiving Eve. There's a lot of people in the suburbs on the night before Thanksgiving, so November 27th. I just want to let people know, and I also wanted to thank people. I didn't come out to get thanked. I'm not surprised. But I also wanted to tell people I don't feel like I deserve any thanks or anything because I'm the happiest person here, and I feel like I'm just happy that everybody else is happy, and it was really great to see such a really jacked crowd. And I was here a year ago, and the crowd was really pumped, and it was a lot of the same faces, so it was cool.
Tony, as well as all the up-and-comers that we've had in AEW, there's been a great use of legends tonight. You saw it in the Casino Battle Royale, the Cody and Shawn Spears match. Is that something you guys would like to do in the TV shows? Kind of bring legends in, have them work with younger people? We don't see that as much in a good way.
I mean, I think we have a great crop of stars in the ring now, and the bell-to-bell product's the most important thing here. We want to emphasize the wrestling matches, and we try to have a lot of great wrestling matches, and that's why we had a couple great wrestling matches in the buy-in with the Casino Battle Royale and the tag team match, and we had 8 great wrestling matches on the pay-per-view. And I think similar to Double or Nothing, I think there was one last match. We had a title presentation, and to your point, Bret Hart was involved in that. And so we have tried to incorporate legends, really to emphasize the importance of the things we're doing when the situation's right in the major moments, but it's when the time is right, And I think the emphasis has to be on the wrestling product we're trying to deliver right now, and that's why I think as to your opening question, I think we have a really respectful crowd that really respects that we want to give them great wrestling every time out. Every time we do a show, we put a lot of thought into it, and we do as the group sitting together put a lot of thought into the wrestling we're going to give you every week.
Tony, your fall show's in now, but the real game is going to start in October, now going head to head with NXT, of course. So how do you look back at